What's up, y'all? It's your girl Crystal,
And this is Jordan.
and this is the YouTube channel. What you know about that?
That's right, where we talk about hip hop, R&B, gospel, pop albums of the past, and we see if they last the test of time. We're here now with our guest moderator.
Yes, yes. If you guys hear just a little bit of noise or grunting as he's doing right now, it's just my little nephew in the background.
Yeah,
Babysitting, and
babysit.
hopefully it won't be too distracting, and hopefully he won't have any like outbursts. But
Yeah,
we'll edit it out for the most part, but the little grunts we'll just keep in there. So just a little disclaimer.
yeah. He's just living his best life.
Yes.
Don't we all remember that time?
I don't think we do.
Well, I
'Cause
don't
he's a
think we
baby,
do,
right?
but don't you?
He's a baby.
Yeah.
But yeah. So let's kick it off today. This is going to be our second time reviewing women in hip hop, like a hip hop album by women, and we did two this week. And this is a feud that I've always heard, through the grapevine, but I was just a little bit too young to really understand,
I think
you
at the
know,
time.
what
Yeah.
was really going on. And the fact that none of them really was like prevalent. I mean, not going to say they weren't prevalent in our like growing up, but the fact is you didn't look into the feud because they weren't in your teen years, they weren't in your early 20 years, so to speak. So but no further ado, that's not a diss, that's just setting it up just a little bit. Today we are reviewing Little Kim's debut album, Hardcore. And
Foxy Brown's Il Nana.
right, so Foxy and Kim,
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's just excited about it
yeah,
as we are.
he's saying Lil Kim. Basically, I'm interpreting for him. He's saying Lil Kim. But let's just,
Alright. But
yeah.
but yeah, like Crystal said, this is but like Crystal said, this is just a feud that's always happened. These were a lot of people don't know that these were once two very close high school friends. And despite the fact that they were in different groups, like Kim was, as we all know, Kim was in Junior Mafia, and it's come up now that, well, we've always known, but Foxy was with the firm. A lot of people who don't know the firm, that's a Nas headed group with Cormega, AZ, and Foxy is the girl. Um, So they've always been like really, really close, but these two albums in particular, they were released within a week of each other.
Mm.
A lot of people, and even then, I think it kind of the feud kind of kicked off after the albums were released. Not right after, so to say, because even though they were kind of feuding, well, they were like within two different groups. They still were supposed to do like a little collaboration album,
Mm.
and it just never materialized because they have feuded and they still continue to have like this on and off feud.
Yeah.
Um, even now, but we'll get into like little nuances later. Let's start off with Miss Kim, Miss Little Kim. Miss or if you guys say, excuse me, Miss Little
Yeah,
Kim.
Little Miss Kim, yeah.
Little Miss Kim.
Steve Harvey and that top hat and goatee and stuff. Yeah. But Yeah, you want to start it off or do?
Let's see, let's see. I'm getting my little notes together.
Bye-bye.
That's the brain. But yes, this was. Oh, I forgot there should be something, but I'll do it later. Um, but yes, this album actually, this album like when you just before we get into the albums, like when you compare the two, like just in hearing both albums, just before we even start breaking apart the albums, they're both of the albums are actually they sound pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I feel like Kim and Foxy sound the same. I feel like Kim gets a lot of more attention because, for one, she's been very consistent, and Foxy, she's always had like some uh, legal troubles or behind the scenes issues, and people don't appreciate like the fact that her and Kim were literally like this. So yeah, let's do Kim. Uh, Hardcore. The album was Hardcore. It was released November 12th, 1996. Foxy was a week after. The exact same week after. It's multi platinum. Definitely went multi platinum. Sold over double platinum. Sold over 5 million copies worldwide.
Okay.
So Kim was doing numbers.
Like,
Um, I like the fact that this album had well, production wise, let's see, we have Stretch, Diddy, Stevie J before he was
yeah,
yeah,
just
that's
doing
Stevie
all
J.
demonstration.
Um, just they had a lot of names doing this album. Just a lot of in-house bad boy producers. And I like to say, I think this album was done really well. Um, Kim is very nasty on this album. She was nasty. It was the first time I was listening to it. I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
But just the way she runs her raps, like you can see how by the way that she runs her raps, it's similar to how like a Nicki or a Cardi B or a Meg Thee Stallion or like Asian Dollar. A lot of the other female rappers run their raps these days.
Yeah, so she's the blueprint.
She is definitely the blueprint.
Mm. I think I think what's interesting, even hearing you talk about her selling like 5 million albums. Um, I'm not sure. Well, no, I was about to take that back. I was about to take that back because I was about. I'm thinking she's probably like one of the first to like to be doing numbers like that. But I think probably Queen Latifah came before her. But I will say
Queen
that
got the first Grammy.
yeah, I will say that Little Kim, what tying in what Jordan just said about the Nickies and the Cardis and Megans and everybody else who I don't know, um, the fact that Kim was selling sex overtly, you feel what I'm saying, down to her lyrics, down to her appearance, down to what she wore, fashion choices and things like that. That really showed you that the culture was shifting. You feel me? Because not just yeah, I will mainstream culture was okay. Mainstream culture was shifting towards more of a sex overtly sex driven um you know uh just model. I think after the 2000s now, remember we always said in some capacity that hip hop and R&B are kind of like cousins, specifically that 90s decade, right? That they kind of modeled each other and then they would come together to make beautiful collaborations and things like that. Um, so the fact that this is 96, the end of 96 going into 97, showing you that Sexy is selling. Sexy is getting ready to be the thing, the trend. You feel what I'm saying? One thing that I mentioned, like the 2000s, was definitely sexy. Everybody that came out, not true, because like the year 2000 was such a variety of music that came out. So I can't say that. But what I'm saying is, and I think Bubba agrees with me, is that sexy was getting ready to be the trend, overt sexiness. You feel what I'm saying? Midriffs, crop tops. You feel what I'm saying? Short skirts, all of the above.
Yeah.
It was getting ready to influence general culture, and I think Kim was just sticking true to her, you know, queen shit. You know what I mean? Just her New York shit, like just being around the way, being a gutter bitch. You feel what I'm saying? And just ahead of her time, really. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
so we gotta give big ups to Lil Kim on that tip. But getting into the album, it's 15 tracks. Well, technically 11 tracks because it was four like interludes. And I never heard this all the way through. I actually never heard Little Kim's like albums. Period. I always just heard her singles, just because you know,
You know what we used to.
yeah. And then my mother wasn't gonna let me buy that, or my sister buy that for a fact because it always had that explicit warning. You know what I
That
mean?
explicit warning. Okay.
Parental advisory. I do that. you know.
Exactly.
So so it's 11 tracks. Even how the album comes on, it's on some gross, nasty, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? You got a guy, you know, taking a cab to get to, I guess, a peep show, and he's paying for popcorn. He's paying the taxi, and I guess he's going to see Little Kim. She's in like, I'm assuming it's like a peep show. Like if you ever seen LL Cool J's doing a well video when he in a hat eating an apple and the woman is like dancing for him in front of a glass. I'm assuming it's like that. I don't think it's just a regular movie, but he like beating his dick or something. Oh,
Mhm.
he's like beating off, masturbating, whatever. Let me use the correct term since Aaron
Yeah,
Miner's
that's
present.
right.
Um, and it's just gross. You know what I'm saying? It was just gross. So I guess it was kind of letting you know
But
what
it
type
was,
of
yeah, it set the tone. I think Lil Kim was one of those first people to make, people uncomfortable.
yeah.
And that
And that
goes,
made me uncomfortable. I can't even hold you.
I was just like, okay, well, I know what I'm in for. Just gotta saddle up and ride.
Yeah.
But I know I feel the same way. Y'all don't see on off camera what he's doing. He's just like, yeah.
but um, I kind of broke the album down just by like topic or whatever, and I thought I was at first I thought I was just gonna have two topics, just sexy, raunchy, explicit, like just talking about sex, and then you have like the flex, the money, the hardcore, the robbery type songs or whatever. But I actually had another. I had um, she had one song where she's like macking, hollering or whatever. That's "Crush on You." You feel me? Which I was very disappointed to hear that on the album version, it's only Little C's for three straight verses. I mean, you don't mind listening to it because the beat and the flow is just so like, you that this is stuff that you definitely ride to. You feel what I'm saying? But I definitely wanted that little Kim part. So you can't miss the itchy yaya with the marmalade. You feel me? Her predicting herself. Hey, when year did Creole Lady Marmalade come out?
That came out
Like
like
2000.
in 2000s, like
Yeah,
2001, 2002.
yeah. She was speaking into her future, okay, on this album. She said, "Itchy, itchy, yeah, with the Marmalade, okay." Not knowing she would be on Lady Marmalade that won a Grammy, okay. Um. Anyway, so yeah, so I also had like her storytelling slash reminisce type songs, which I have two, which is Spend a Little Dough and Mafia Land. And it was cool. Hip hop and this type of hip hop is not really my go to, like as far as like listening to, like I want to hear some, yeah, 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 yeah. Even the hip hop of today, Nicki and Cardi and Meg. They're not my go-to for when I want to like feel good or even like turn up on some shit. Like they got catchy stuff, but I don't want to sound like a prude or anything. But it's like it's explicit. Like it's like
It's a lot. It's a lot to take. I
yeah.
see what you're saying.
But and I don't want to diss like I'm not trying to diss them because guys do it all the time, but I don't want to hear that shit either. Bend it over, buzz it over. I don't, you know what I mean? Even though we was listening to the Yin Yang Twins growing up and all of that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
that's a whole nother story.
I don't know. I just feel like the content is it's a bit much. It's a bit much, but the way that it's delivered is flawless. Like you can definitely tell Lil Kim is a true like rapper, lyricist. Like she has talent. You feel what I'm saying? Like um just her flows, like her different, you know, melodic flows and like having fun with the records. That's what I could see Kim doing, having a lot of fun with the records, you know, talking about guys, you know, going down on her and you know, her going down on guys and you know, it's almost women empowerment, her setting guys up, you know, to rob them and things like that. Like she was city girls before there was a city girls. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
People don't talk about that though.
yeah, they don't. I think a part of that is because the only song that the latest song that I can think of Lil Kim's is Lighters Up, which was probably 2003 or 4,
Five,
or 5.
either. Yeah, one of those.
And you feel me like do you get what I'm like and even with the songs that she had before then, I always kind of felt like she was underground, even with being on Bad Boy. You feel what I'm saying? Being with Bad Boy, being under Biggie, Puffy, all of that. She seemed more like I don't know. This might just be me. You feel what I'm saying? I know the hood girls love her. The
Mm-hmm.
hood girls was running to the flea market to cop the law, or even running the Sam Goody to
Mm-hmm.
cop the, you know,
We
the
talking
Labella
about
Mafia.
Sam Goody or FYE, and like we're talking about that.
Yeah, I like Kim. I like her. I like how lighthearted she is on the track.
If you didn't know, now we're in a position where we gotta introduce the little guy to the world.
Yeah, he wouldn't stop crying and making noise in his little chair. So we'll finish the review without him. He should be pretty quiet. This is Bubba, aka Bubba Sparks.
I call him the brain.
You know,
I don't think he likes that. He likes the brain. Hello, the
yeah.
brain.
But this is my little nephew, baby Bubba.
Hello, nephew.
You're
Hey,
okay.
you alright?
You're okay.
People see you.
Yeah, you
People
alright.
see you.
You're okay.
People
You gonna
see
smile
you.
for them?
I'm gonna
You
smile.
smile. Maybe when we start talking, he'll probably
Yeah.
start smiling. So anyway, I think I was wrapping up you know, Lil Kim. Um yeah, I mean she her content was explicit, it was raw, it was just a gut punching delivery. I mean, her being a part of this Junior Mafia and being connected to Biggie Smalls, you feel me? She had a lot of shoes to fill, big shoes to fill. But I think because she was who she was, you feel me? She just fit. She fit in with the culture of what they was already talking about at the time. You know, guns, blowing shit up, being rich. You know, getting rich, robbing people, crime. You know, all of that. So, you know, I think Lil Kim is definitely an innovator. She's a dope rapper. She's a trendsetter. And I appreciated this album for what it was, even though it's not, like I said, it's not my cup of tea, but I understand it for the Arizona that it is in the culture. Bitch, that was a bar. That was a bar. That was a bar for all the black people who drink Arizona tea, you know, dollar from the gas stations, whatever. That was a bar.
I just got the same face, the same look on the face Bubba did the whole time. I want you to Mark that time down, and we're gonna look back at this time and just look at the both of our faces. Look at his face, pretty
Right.
much.
I mean, but that's a good example. Some people don't. Arizona is like a staple tea,
All
right?
right, all right.
Hold
Don't
on,
kill
hold
the
on.
bar.
No,
Don't kill the bar.
Arizona is a staple tea in the young black community specifically.
Love it.
But sometimes people could prefer, Gold Peak.
This
You
is
feel me? Which is less sweet, but it's still tea nonetheless. But don't look at me like that. You know what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, like
he's like,
that's
what?
that's my 2 cents. What's your overall, you know, connect, just wrap up of hardcore, Little Kim, her impact,
Hardcore, I feel like hardcore is, I agree with a lot of what you said. Hardcore being the blueprint, hardcore being like the staple for a lot of women, not only just in rap, but like the Trinas or and the
Oh
I
yeah,
did
forgot
skip
about
over the
Trina.
Trina.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all do. But
the
no
E.
disrespect. Trinas, the Eves, the Nickies, the Cardis, the Meg the Stallions.
This a little sidebar. Eve wasn't never talking about nasty stuff,
But
nasty
Eve
stuff.
wasn't Eve.
I mean, it
It's
was it was like a it was like a it was hard, swaggy Philly girl with like a very thin slice of like sexuality. You know what I
right.
mean? I don't know. I might be wrong. I would have to go back and like listen to Scorpion or something
True.
or Evolution or something.
We'll do that next.
Yeah,
That,
but
that actually would be pretty cool. The
yeah,
Eve album.
but Lil Kim is like you're saying.
Lil Kim is definitely a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy. But I think just the way she runs her raps, it does give me like Biggie vibes.
Yeah.
It does give me Jay-Z vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only fair to have like even like looking at Notorious, and just understanding, the start of Lil Kim in the studio. His faces
Yo, I know,
are
yo.
awesome. But just when you look at when you listen to this album, she definitely does sound like a Biggie or a Jay Z, and the anti to that would be Foxy Brown, which we're gonna get into.
Okay. But you want to rate this one?
Yeah, I think we're gonna rate this one.
So with rap albums we do or hip hop albums, we always rate just a smidge different from what we do with the R&B albums. We normally do production, theme execution, longevity, and lyricism. So those are the four. So lyric, long, production, theme, theme.
Okay.
Right.
Longevity. I'm gonna start with longevity. And the way I break down longevity is, does this last the test of time, and also cultural relevancy. I feel like it's very culturally relevant. I think the cultural relevancy is through the roof, especially when you talk about like going back to the females of this day and age, and also just um, I think that it some of it's a little dated, but it definitely just that cultural relevancy just trumps everything that it definitely trumps everything that the dating and everything of that.
Okay.
So I would definitely give that a 100. If I could give it more, I could.
Okay.
So I'll give it a
So 100 for longevity. Okay.
okay. Um, lyrics, woo, lyrics and theme content. Those are the two things. Um, I know, buddy. That little Kim is something. um, I think I give it. I give her lyrical content. Like it's easy to hop into. Like I think all the times I did listen to it was a smooth little listen to. Um, so I'd give it a 90. Yeah, all right, you want to bounce again? All right, buddy. Don't hurt yourself.
So what are you giving it? Oh, you said a 90
I'm
for
giving it a 90
lyrics. Okay.
for lyrics. The Bad Boy production team it's a really great production team. Like they have a whole bunch of little hitters on there. Stevie J being amongst one of them. Diddy is a good producer. So I would like to give production a good 95. 95 for this production. Theme execution. You definitely know Kim is hardcore. Kim goes hard. Just in everything that she does. I would give I would give this a 90 as well.
Okay.
So 375, 94. That is 93.75,
So
94.
you gave him a 93. Okay. All right. I would definitely agree with everything that you said about the longevity and the cultural impact for female rappers to come. So 100 for that, 100 for longevity. Um, I would then, sorry, Bobby.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Don't drop. Please do not drop that again, Bobby. Um, so 100 for longevity. Lyrics. Okay. You can't you can't knock Kim's lyrical ability to put words together in a um just a flow that's just is catchy.
It's easy to follow
Is
too.
yes, it's definitely easy to follow. You know, she has this ability to like just go in and out with the hardness, with the robbery, like all the shit that you wouldn't agree with like in regular life, but you hear Lil Kim spit it, you're like, you know what? I think I might rob me a nigga. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? She make it seem like, some fly girl, fast money, yeah, but it definitely sounds like a dangerous life that she promoting, you feel me? But the way that she's doing it, which is the lyrics, so it's the lyrics plus how she's delivering it, um, I would give it an 87. Just because the things that she's talking about, like I don't necessarily agree with, but you can't deny like just how effortless her flow is. Um, so I did those two. Production, you know what? A lot of with this album and with the Foxy album, the production style sounded like songs that you would hear on soundtracks of like some money heist or somebody robbing something like Money Talks or a Blue Streak or you know what I mean. Somebody when somebody's robbing something, it sounded like that. I don't know, Rush Hour or something. I don't know, some crime type of, all of that. So it was cool. It was cool. I mean that a lot of samples too. You feel what I'm saying? I love when people can give a good sample because it's an ode to what's come before, and so where you're going, you know where you come from, and you know where you're trying to go. You know all of that. So production, I give it a 90. And theme execution, I mean, I give her 100. I mean, because everything was hard to the bone for real. You feel me? So don't drop that, puppy. Oh, okay. So divided by four, 94. Okay, 94.
Same team, same team.
Okay. Come here, little Bobby. Come on. Come on. Okay. Come on. Woo-hoo.
Now we are on to
Bill Nana.
the Il Nana Foxy Foxy Brown. Got my little nephew. Messed up my little notes, but it's all good. Love him anyway. Teasing. No, I really do love him. Let's see. Now, and talk about Foxy Brown. We all know Foxy Brown for just for her off camera stuff. like non-musically stuff. Like she's
Getting in beefs with everybody.
getting in not really a lot of beefs. Like her little kid. Okay,
Right. Lil Kim,
Lil
Queen
Kim.
Latifah. Now who beefing with Queen Latifah?
Who does? Okay, all right. That is just like unheard of.
Right.
That's that is unheard of. But she is one of the. I think her overall legacy is kind of like the fact that she is one of the top rappers to ever do it.
You think Foxy
I
is?
mean, not. I mean, on the female side, yeah. I think she doesn't like. I think like she doesn't get her due.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of like an unsung hero. Um, let's see. But onto facts. Onto actual facts. This actually got released the album after not
You wanna go back to Jordan?
okay.
You got some Lincoln on those for him.
Yeah, we
Dang.
cool, buddy. We cool. Released about a week ago. I mean, a week, not a week ago. a week after, um, a week after Hardcore, against her longtime friend Queen Latifah,
I mean, Lil Kim.
Lil Kim, Lil Queen Latifah Kim.
Lil Kim. Don't do me like that, Papa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just have fun. See, it's a man. It's a man. Let's see. Like definitely give like now the thing that I didn't say for Lil Kim
Mhm.
that I want to give her and Foxy credit for is they did write their own raps. So
Yeah.
because sometimes you in hip hop, sometimes you be having them little ghost writers.
Yeah.
Like I wanted like that my big thing about like having rappers or singers or any type of artist.
Mhm.
I want you to be able to explain like, the song or what you were feeling or what the meaning is.
Right.
And, when you have somebody who writes your stuff for you, it's hard for you to be able to explain.
Yeah.
So I definitely give her credit. This had this actually did have a Jay-Z feature on it,
Yeah.
which
Both of them did.
both of them
Yeah,
did.
we didn't even mention that. I got it.
Yeah, both of them had like a Jay-Z feature, which your side,
This one, huh? Where?
yeah,
Here?
right here.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah. So, actually, which this is actually pretty cool because she actually got Teddy Riley to produce for her as well. Um, gotta get you home with me tonight,
Uh-oh.
hey, baby. Gotta get you home with me tonight. Oh man, hey, we were having fun. It's got its list of features. It's got Method Man, Black Streets, other firm members.
Just keep going.
So yeah, this is definitely nice little debut. Like I said, this went I think this went 2-time platinum. He's just an excited little boy. Just an excited little boy. Um, yeah, certified platinum. What else was I? What else was I? What else was I? I guess the best way to describe Foxy is she's a lot like her mentor, Nas, in a way. Like we did a Nas review and a lot of y'all gave us a lot of crap for it.
We're doing our job. Just kidding. No, we are.
Yeah, we are doing our job. So all publicity is good publicity. Ain't that right, brain? But yes. So we mentioned a lot about Nas being a little bit of a wordy person and things of that nature. And I feel like the way that Foxy flips her rhymes, like she can be sexy, like Foxy is sexy, but she flips it in a way like Kim you could hop into. Foxy, you just have to kind of like sit there and just let it like circulate. It's kind of like if you're sipping wine, you can't just sip it. You just kind of you gotta let it swirl in, and then you just like I like it,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't like it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I really appreciate
Awesome. She's an
Foxy.
acquired
She
taste.
is an acquired taste. She
Okay.
definitely is an acquired taste. As to like Kim, you can just hop into a Kim
Right.
song.
Kim is Jack Daniels a little bit. Kim put hair on your chest. You know
Kim,
what I'm
Kim, Kim,
saying?
Kim, Kim puts Kim jump starts the puberties. Hey buddy, hey buddy, hey buddy, hey
Yeah, I think this is my first time ever listening. Give him the pass. Yeah, I think this is my first time listening to any
buddy. Take that, take
like
that,
Foxy. So we're back with the Bubba now acting like he has some sense. Just kidding. Um, so we were on Fox,
You're on the Fox.
and did we get into the what were we talking about? I mean, we could just pick it back up. You were talking about how underrated she was.
Yeah.
You were talking about Mentor Nas. Oh, and you were saying the acquired taste.
Hmm.
Fox is an acquired taste.
Yeah. Fox is. Yeah, I was saying
Mm.
Fox was an acquired taste. Like it's like that fine wine. You gotta sip. You gotta swirl it around, and then it's just like I like Foxy. So that's probably the best way. I think. Well, that's just like in music in general, but some musicians you gotta just like zone in and just be like, okay, yeah, I gotta listen to this person. But then it's just somewhere you can just hop in whenever, and then you'll be all right.
Right, right. I think I would agree with you that Foxy is definitely in the quiet taste. In the same way that I would agree that Nas is an acquired taste, even though a lot of people think that they have an acquired taste for, that level of hip hop or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or that expression of hip hop in the way that Nas and Foxy both deliver their lyrics, which is just a flow of just words. You feel what I'm saying? Um, but one thing that I will say about this album is I definitely enjoyed the production. You can't go wrong with track masters. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The track masters produce like in my they got like this sound. It's just like a I'm not gonna say like they have like this specific sound where they always just make the record like better if they do like a remix. So like they did like LL Cool J and Total's Who Be Love. Are you sure? That's them, and then Maya's and Jay Z's The Best of Me. That yes, y'all and Jigga Man,
Hmm.
and all and lead. So that's them. You feel me? They knew what they was doing, and again like Little Kim, this album was definitely heavily sampled by from songs from the 70s, 80s, 60s or whatever. One song that I really liked was the No One, which they sampled from SOS. SOS is one of the best groups from the 70s in my opinion. They was always just so jiggy. SOS came out with Baby, how we doing? Take your
Good time
time, do it
doing right.
right.
We can do it,
And
baby.
then I believe this is them. It's Smile. No, it's not Smile. Tell me if you still care for
I
me.
think that's them.
Yeah.
I had to listen to
It's
it a
an
couple.
it's another oh, and just speak good to me.
Hmm.
Ooh, yeah, y'all wasn't fucking with SOS, man. They was jiggy. They was jiggy.
They
Um,
did. They did a couple of big. I'm looking through like the production. Trackmasters did some numbers. Like they did a couple of Biggie songs. They've done Heavy D. They did Soul for Real. They were doing numbers in the 90s.
okay.
They they
Nas,
Nas, Shaq.
Shaquille. All right, let's just take that one from you. I just kidding. Maybe Shaq had a little,
Shaq had a little run.
yeah,
Hey, they did marry, so we can't be too mean.
yeah. We gotta do a Murray album. or do like a kind of something like we did with Usher, like pick an album that was like the solid one and do the one before the
Mhm.
after. Murray's one of those type of artists. You know, she got a nice,
I yeah, Mary had like a nice little run in the '90s.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that 2000s though.
2000.
I'm
Well, I
kidding.
was going to say
I'm
because
kidding,
I
but
knew who Mary J. If you know what I mean, like we knew who Mary J. Blige was growing up.
right.
You know what I mean? She somehow managed to just keep her way. You know what I
You
mean?
know, she just always with the auntie dance moves. Just
And just that real raw
love
soul,
it.
just being herself, showing that pain. You feel me?
Mm,
We love you, Murray, on this channel. You
mm.
feel me? No Murray hate will ever be sustained here. Less in the comments, but it won't be from me. Bless you, Bubby. Bless you.
Hi.
But
Hi, boo.
yeah, but um I found Foxy's flow to be a little redundant in my opinion. You know, Papa, yeah, it's like almost like a it's a raspy flow. It's well, her voice is raspy, and then the cadence is Papa, Papa, ooh, the ill na na, blah blah blah. You know, a little redundant, but I think production. Did you like that,
Yeah.
Bubba? You like that, Bubby?
Yeah, you a Foxy fan.
But yeah, but I think I just thought the flow was a little redundant. I did think that the flow went really well with If I, where she was kind of doing more like a reminiscent type of storytelling.
Right.
I thought the flow with that beat and what she was doing, like she was actually telling the story. The flow went well with the whole package of the song. I did like that one. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was a cool album. I really like the samples though. Like as soon as I heard the jump with her, the title track "Il Na Na" with her and Method Man, I knew for a fact she sampled. It was either I think Brick House. It was Brick House. I forget who it was by, but Brick House. Dun dun
The
dun. The
Commodores.
Commodore. Okay, yeah. But the production to me is the standout on this track, not necessarily Foxy. That's just my opinion. But she did what she did what she could. But that's not a diss to her not being a good rapper because I'm pretty sure she talking about the same things that Lil Kim was talking about, but like a smidge less vulgar.
Right.
Like on the money or
She
like
was
this.
more of a storyteller than anything else. I feel
Yeah.
like.
And just talking about stunting on hoes, stunting on bitches, you feel what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, she was about the flashy shit.
You know, I put it this way. I said like Foxy Brown was like ghetto fabulous. You feel me? As far as like the presentation or whatever.
Right.
And then Lil Kim was like ghetto fabulous couture,
Mm-hmm.
which, it had that smidge like international appeal where she was rocking all of the, like the foreign shit, the European stuff and all of that. So yeah, like Lil Kim said a line of hers like I was rocking Moschino and this is really taking me back. I was rocking Moschino before all of you hoes or whatever. Now I had to switch up my style, something like that. I didn't know what she was talking about. Well, I did know what she was talking about because it was this girl named Estelle that went to my school. She was an African girl. She used to braid my hair. Shout out to Estelle if you're watching, whatever. She used to have this Moschino belt that she used to wear. She was very well put together, always dressed nice,
Oh my
wigs, hair
gosh.
on point. And Moschino is still a brand, you from a European brand that people still rock, when they're trying to get their fancy on.
Mm-hmm.
So Lil Kim talking about this brand that I remember the girl wearing in 2016, and that was 20 years ago.
Right.
You feel me? So that's where I get the couture part from. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was just a little bit upper echelon. Yeah.
Just the fact that you named drop a brand like
Yeah. That nobody really knew like at the time, you feel me? Especially nobody coming from her hood, you feel me, Queens or whatever.
that.
So
Right.
she from Queens, right? Lil Kim from Queens and Foxy from Brooklyn. Well, they from the same place.
I think Foxy is from I think Foxy is from oof, come on early life.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, they were both from
Oh, they're
Brooklyn.
both from Brooklyn. Okay, okay. Maybe because Lil Kim always talking about she a queen bitch. Maybe I'm mixing up that, but okay. But yeah, well, yeah, you said they went to school together or something,
Yeah,
right? So it
they
makes
were.
sense
Yeah,
that
they
they
were
were
high school friends.
blah blah blah. But yeah, yeah, I think that's just my opinion. This it was 13 tracks. If we didn't list that, um, I think one skit, I think, and the rest was just tracks. I think it was set up that way. Um, but it was a cool listen to. Both of them was relatively short, like 40 minutes. I think Foxy was like 41 minutes. Lil Kim's
Yeah,
was maybe like 45 or 50 or something like that.
It wasn't long, but it
Yes,
was definitely like it was smooth to listen to.
yeah. So you ready to grade?
I can grade. I can grade. I can grade.
So remember the lyrics, longevity, pearl, and the execution.
Okay, so let's start with I think longevity. I think this is very underrated. I think I think you
Wait.
ain't even gotta do all that. But I think that Foxy is very underrated in just the way that she runs her raps and just her overall style, her presentation, things of that nature. I think she's underrated, and her stuff lasts the test of time. I believe it does. I believe her cultural relevancy lasts the test of time. I don't.
Foxy's?
Yeah, I feel like yeah.
Okay.
There's a whole reason behind that.
Why? What is it?
I feel like okay.
Mhm.
Well, for
Yeah,
one,
Bubba looking like, yeah, let me hear this.
all right, she is looking at me like he's like what? But okay, so based off of like okay, that like I talked about the whole little Nikki. I mean not Nikki, but
The
the
stallion.
not the Stallion feud, but we talked about Kim and Foxy having their feud,
Right.
right? So I feel like for one, and that also I feel like, well, for one, I feel like she still it does do her thing. For one,
She still does her thing.
she still definitely does her thing. Like Nikki actually got her to be on a feature.
To
Nikki got her
spite
to.
little Kim, yo.
No, I feel like this is what I feel. This is definitely what I feel. Yeah, this is yeah, vibe me on this one. I feel like Nikki and Lil Kim will never be friends. They'll never get cool ever
Because
again.
Nikki refuses to just give Kim her props and that be that. And not give like side comments and stuff.
No, Nikki's just always been that person. I feel like, in the middle of them feuding, like Foxy is probably like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause like Lil Kim, like back in those interviews, like Lil Kim did an interview like years ago asking about her and Foxy, like, will they ever talk again? And she was like, if they ever did, like she wouldn't even know what she sounded like. So she's not even thinking about Foxy Brown.
Right.
So I just feel like, she's not, and I feel like she's to a point where
Bless
she's
you,
not
bro.
really even thinking about Nikki either. Because when you're not giving people props, that's like a personal thing.
Especially when it's not only that, it's just Nikki got her whole sway from
Yeah, she did
I
get
mean
a.
she ventured off like when she was doing all the weird shit and like the Harvard Juke of Ariana about it, but the rights and all of that. She ventured off and got a little with her little anime, but in the general umbrella, she got it from Kim. And there's nothing wrong with just saying that and then letting that be that. You feel me?
I
Um
think my thing is, I feel like people are just pushing that button, like, yo, say it, say it, say you
and
matter, say
and
you matter.
and I think she did at one. I'm pretty sure Nikki has said at one point like, yeah, but I don't know. It's just probably some New York women rap shit that they just like, well, bitch, well, she said this, well, she didn't say. They probably got people in their corners both saying shit. You feel what I'm saying? Probably shit that's not even true. You feel me?
Right.
It's no reason why Nicki Minaj and Little Kim couldn't be
Working together.
working together, giving each other props. You feel what I'm saying? Like shout outs, all of the above. I mean, literally, what's her name? Kim Crawl. What is it? Kim Crawl, so Nikki could run or something.
Yeah,
Whatever. She,
yeah, it's I okay.
you
That's
know,
true.
and you don't cut off your crawling stage and be like, oh, now I'm running with the big dogs. Now
Yeah.
you show appreciation because you know the crawling stage help build your endurance with your legs and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You feel me? So you know. So I mean, that's my opinion. But Nikki Nice, but this is not the Nikki versus Kim. This is the Kim
Nikki
versus
Kim versus Foxy.
Foxy.
And I do think like she will have she has culture
You
relevancy.
saying Foxy does?
Foxy, she got culture relevancy. However, I feel like this gets, I mean, despite the culture relevancy, it does get looked over.
So what you giving it for longevity?
Longevity, I'll give it an 85 for longevity.
85 for Foxy.
Miss
All right,
Foxy.
Bobby, got it. All right,
Yeah,
come on, let's be quicker.
you just have it. Lyrics, I think she definitely does body a lot of stuff. So I'll give it a 95.
Okay, 95 for lyrics. Oh, I did longevity, so 95 for lyrics.
No,
So what you did for longevity? 85, right?
I did 85 for
Okay,
longevity.
all right, I got
95
it.
for
I got
lyrics.
it.
Hi, buddy. All right, yeah. Production, 100. Like you can't go wrong with the track masters and theme. I have yet to figure out what an ill not. I'm just I ain't gonna be one of them type of these, but
What does Il Nana mean?
I don't know.
I would think I would use context clues, like
Yeah,
ill was
just-
like illmatic for real.
Yeah, she like an ill girl, or like she's like cool, and like she got that little vibe or whatever on her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's above grades for me. So I think like she
So Il
definitely.
Nana.
Yeah, so Illmatic is give it another listen to. But I'll give it a 84.
84.
And divide that by 4, it's a solid 91.
91. All right, production off the rip, I'm giving it 100.
Mhm.
Okay. Lyricism, I can't really remember. Can you really remember any like quotable bar? You feel me? Lim had, not Lim, Kim had the, we're talking about soulful. Kim always had the quotables. You feel what I'm saying? Shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. Niggas, make people
Yeah.
feel like they're a participant.
But that's the bad boy thing. Like that's the difference between bad boy, and that's the difference between what that's the difference between Kim and Foxy. Kim had the brand behind her where you can make a quotable.
Yeah.
Nas not so much.
Yeah. True. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Nas is not a quotable
So just
person.
attributing that to just the lyrical, I guess the lyrical style, or
Yeah,
whatever,
lyrical style.
or
Yeah.
what they were trying to go for at the time, or whatever. But yeah, still the lyrics. I'm pretty sure she was spitting some hot shit, but you ain't gonna remember none of them.
Yeah.
I don't even remember Papa. Papa.
Mm.
Ooh, baby, if I was you to da da da. So lyric, she got them. You feel me? She can put words together in a way that's flow or whatever, but it don't do nothing for me. So I'll give it like a 79. So production, lyrics, longevity, definitely definitely a forgettable album in my opinion. With the exception of the title track, ooh, well, not the title track, the main joint. Ooh, baby, gotta get you home with me tonight. Uh, to, it was definitely forgettable. Even with all of those tight samples for real, it was still like, okay, when's the good part gonna come or something? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, or maybe that's just speaking to my just the palette that I have for hip hop. Because I'm not a hip hopper, I need that. I need the stuff that's easily digestible, but not on no like Migos type whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. I need it to be. Sorry, Bubby. I need it to be. Say what you gotta say. Do it over a fat beat. Switch up the cadence, and you got me. And Foxy just didn't do that for me. So, and I don't hear anybody talking about no Ill Na Na 24 years later. People still talking about hardcore. So, and then you got to think about also what they were selling too. Both of them were selling like gutter New York hardcore rap chick who's just starting out with the sex appeal, right? Did you really need two coming out at the exact same time? Think about that.
That was just that. I feel like that was just like who knew type of thing. Like that was just a coincidence.
Yeah, I mean, but think about did you really need? Did you really need? You didn't need to. I don't think you needed to. I mean, but I don't know. But because like you said, there's room enough for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But they're almost doing the exact same thing though. With Kim just being, in my opinion, a little bit wittier, a little more vulgar with the sexuality, and just a smidge on the couture side.
Yeah, but yeah. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, and I want y'all to understand that I don't want to lessen Kim or Foxy, because I know
there are hardcore fans out there for both sides.
And the reason is because they represent a demographic of New Yorkers or people just from the inner city who, live that life, you know what I mean? So I get it, and I get their popularity, but just for me, in my house, in my ears, longevity, what did I do? Longevity, I'll give it like a 70. And the last one was theme execution. Theme execution, ill, nah. So like I'm saying, ill was a term for being like dope, for being fresh, like I got it, like I'm sick with the rhymes, I'm sick with the this, nasty, all of that. Ill, nah. I don't know what the nah is.
I think the nah is for a girl, but
yeah, ill. I was about to say the nah. Hit a bar clubbings. This joint. Yeah. I don't know. Theme execution. She was talking about shit. She was doing her with the yes. I'll give her an 80 for Il Nana for the theme execution.
Okay. 80. Miss Foxy Brown gets an 82.
82 for me.
Yep. So I mean, it's pretty overwhelming. Like we both liked hardcore. Both like hardcore.
Yeah, we both rated hardcore over higher than Il Nana, but
it is a dealer's choice. You definitely got it. I feel like you definitely have to check both albums out to have like a set view. But definitely like, subscribe.
Yeah. Leave your hate.
And tune in to the next episode of What You Know About That. Yeah. I'm waiting on you, buddy. We about to say it all at the same time. Okay.
Because what you know about that. See you.